Hi, I'm Sophie from Open Solar, and today I'm going to show you how to use Open Solar to create proposals for other components that your business might sell, like hot water heat pumps. So firstly, I'm going to show you how to create a separate proposal template. Then I'm going to show you how to add in a featured heat pump. And today I'm going to be using one of the Reclaim hot water heat pumps. And as you probably know, Reclaim is one of Australia's premium offerings, which has a separate compressor and tank and the option of Wi-Fi functionality as well. And then finally, I'm going to put that all together and create a hot water heat pump proposal so we can see what that looks like. Okay, so let's start off by creating a separate proposal template for heat pumps, which will allow us to create fast and professional looking proposals, which will save us time and result in more sales as well. So we do that under the control section, purchase experience proposal templates. If we scroll down here, this is what we've created. So I've called this Reclaim heat pump, which is what we're going to use as our template name. So it's really easy to find it. Looking under the proposal settings, this is going to look different to what our standard solar template would look like. I love to include a cover message, and we'll get to that again in a minute. Of course, the About Us section really can give you an opportunity to talk really well about your business. Now, under the systems group, we're only going to have the other component showcase tile because we're not going to be quoting any modules, inverters, or batteries today. We're going to include our payment options, and we've also got the options here of including some content blocks. And this gives us the opportunity to really customize this further, and I'll show you that in a moment. We're going to include the system details, next steps. Case studies are a really great way to include some extra information about your business as well, terms and conditions, and some standard features here. My featured figures, I'm going to use the net payment amount. Of course, you might choose one of these other options. This works really well to show the customers the final payment amount that they're going to pay for heat pumps. Our PDF content. Now our cover page template here, tailoring your cover page message, which means that you can communicate specific heat pump messages to your customers. So we can really make sure this stands out again for our customers as a heat pump proposal. So I've got in here, switching to a heat pump is one of the simplest and most effective ways you can reduce your energy consumption without much thought. Tailor that as you will for what messaging really makes sense for you and your business. Scrolling down further, you'll see in our standard page template and then our proposal content. This is all fairly standard, but this content block here allows us to further customize this space. So I'm utilizing this to give extra information about heat pump installations for this business, and I've included some imagery of our installations that is a chance to show off what we can do and how this is going to look installed at a customer's house. When all of that is done and we're happy with what this looks like, we're going to hit save, and that's our template done. Okay, so next let's add the Reclaim 315 litre glass version 2 hot water heat pump to our customised list of other components so that we can include the cost information and add this heat pump easily to our proposals in the future. So it's still under this control section. I'm going to go to design and hardware, other components. Now I'm going to add this from the database. And if I just start typing Reclaim in here, make it 315, it's going to bring up the large list of amazing options in the Reclaim range. I want this one, the 315 glass version 2. It's got all of the details of the heat pump here. I'm going to customize this specification, which is going to enable additional costs if I want to. I want to show this to the customer. I want to show in the quotation table. I can put how much this is going to cost me. I can also add in things here like the labour per unit. So for example, if I'm using an external plumber and I know that he charges, let's say $600 for each install, whatever that might be, I can include that in here so that I can work out my job costings and work out pricing on my proposals really accurately so that I know that I'm making the right amount of money, which is really important. So I can adjust all of this here and hit save. And now I have added this to my component list.
Okay, so now what we want to do is to actually create our heat pump proposal. So we're going to go into our project and into design, and let's call this Reclaim 315 litre heat pump glass V2 and hit save. Now we're going to add that component. So if we go into our other components list, we're going to add that. And now if we go into our pricing section here, we can set up different pricing schemes. So I've got one set up for a heat pump, and I've also got a costing scheme set up for a heat pump as well. And this will allow us to provide a separate pricing and costing scheme for our heat pump components, and we can set this up in the back end. If this is something you'd like to see, let us know and we can show you in another video. I'm going to be adding in incentives on this one, the STCs, so I've created those in my components as well under incentives. And then I'm going to simply save this, and I'm also going to add in where the main switchboard is, and also the location for the heat pump. And this is going to be really handy when I create my installer documents later as well. Let's now go to save again and into the online proposal. I've got my covering letter there that I've tailored. Now I'm going to select the proposal template, which is the one that we created earlier. I can add any additional bits and pieces here, of course, but now let's have a look what this proposal looks like. I can see the layout of the customer's house and the positioning. There's my quotation, so my heat pump and the STCs applied. The tailored proposal that I set up earlier, and because Reclaim is one of our exhibitor products, we can see it really nicely here. We can go into the video, the spec sheets, and it's a really great setup for the customer. All good, I can send that to them now, and there is a customised heat pump proposal.
Open Solar.